Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Everything is Bad New Fangled Motion Picture Show.
So are you going to do this episode in 1.19 by 1 or whatever?
No.
No? Why not?
That's too much effort.
Too much effort to change the aspect ratio in Premiere?
No, I mean, it's not difficult. I just don't feel like doing it.
Hey, so what was the point of the Indian head? It was a test screen of some kind, right?
Yeah, I don't know the origins of the Indian head.
But, like, I mean, why does it?
Yeah, so it's a test screen so you can make sure that your picture is positioned right, and then at the blacks and white balance are correct.
But you don't know why the Indian
I don't know
head.
why the Indian head, no.
Okay. Huh. Well, anyway, folks, welcome to another episode of the Newfangled Motion Picture Show. I am your one of your hosts, the new Lighthouse keeper, Niall.
And I am the old and grizzled lighthouse keeper, Nolan.
Who may or may not have a peg leg.
Yeah.
We'll get more into that in a minute. But, so we're going to be reviewing The Lighthouse.
Yeah.
Starring Willem Dafoe, Robert Pattinson, and whoever Valeria Karaman is, and literally no one else.
Well, there's like, what, 2 other people who are in like one shot and no dialogue, right? So the movie opens with these 2 lighthouse keepers coming on duty for a 4-week stint at a lighthouse, and then the previous 2 are coming off duty. There's no dialogue from them or anything, just sort of walk by the camera, and that's it, right?
Was that in the movie?
Yeah.
Man, I don't remember.
Very beginning of the movie.
I don't remember. There's so much in this movie that's just... There's so much other crap to be thinking about with this movie that I don't even remember that. But anyway, so we're going to be doing a spoiler-free review. And then give you a spoiler warning and get more in-depth into it after that. Honestly, I don't think we have a whole lot to say about this movie. It's real. If you're into art house crap, you'll love it. Like, it's getting really good reviews on IMDb, and it's just a bunch of people, like, just really blowing smoke up
I have a feeling it's
Robert Eggers' ass.
I have a feeling it's a bunch of people who don't actually understand the movie, but they're pretending like they do.
Yeah, so that they can, seem sophisticated and smart.
Essentially, it's 2 men with cabin fever descending into madness.
Yes.
That's the basics of it.
So Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson are both excellent in this movie, though. Like, their acting is top notch. Which is awesome because Robert Pattinson's just got to claw his way back out of that Twilight hole. Right?
Yeah. I never had any issues with Robert Pattinson.
No.
As an actor. He's
the new Batman.
Yeah, after seeing this, like, at first I was like, really, Robert Pattinson? But after seeing this, I'm like, I could see.
Well, the problem is, like,
I could see him carrying a couple movies anyway.
The only thing anyone knows about Robert Pattinson from is Twilight. And so
Harry
everyone
Potter.
has this, like, mental image of just, like...
They might also know him from Harry Potter.
Yes.
Who's Cedric Diggory.
Right.
So they have this image...
Of
they
him
have this,
being,
like, teenager image.
Teenager, like, pretty young-looking, baby-faced, clean-shaven. But, man, he has a wicked mustache in this movie.
Yeah, apparently that was all natural facial hair on both of them.
But he did have to dye it, right?
Yeah, because his facial hair is blonde.
Right, and it just wouldn't show up on the black and white.
Yeah. It'd probably make him look like gray.
Yeah. But... Yeah, I mean, both... I mean, I don't think anyone had any questions about the acting chops of Willem Dafoe at this point.
No.
But Robert Pattinson also just really phenomenal in this movie. That being said, the movie itself is freaking bizarre. I mean, from the, like, once you realize how much stuff is like potentially a hallucination, you start questioning the whole movie, and I think that's kind of the point.
Yeah, you begin to question every scene.
Yeah. And you even like go back in your mind and question, well, if I'm questioning this going on right now, what about that scene earlier where this thing happened?
Even seemingly mundane scenes,
yeah,
you start to question.
So it's but that being said, it's a weird movie. We were sitting there at the end of that movie going like, I don't think I liked that movie, but I don't know that I necessarily hated that movie.
Here's the thing: it has stuck with us enough that in the following days we keep referencing it.
Yeah,
and we keep.
I mean, it's impactful. It's just so bizarre; it can't not be.
Yeah, it sticks with you, but I don't even know how you prepare for seeing this movie. It's so strange. We can get into the spoiler portion, but I saw things in this movie that I never expected to see in my life.
One thing in particular.
Yeah.
Right? I think I know one thing in particular. But man, it's like it's like it's not what I expected it to be.
No.
Not exactly. There was definitely a lot of elements that I was fully expecting.
It's kind of hard to quantify, and various promotional things or quotes from journalists have called it a dark comedy.
There's definitely some. Yeah, I mean,
there's a couple scenes in there that made people laugh.
Right, but it's not a dark comedy. Death at a Funeral is a dark comedy.
Yeah, this
is a movie that we laughed at maybe a dozen times,
if
tops.
that, a few times throughout the movie. It doesn't run through the movie as comedy, and
usually those laughing is just because the thing that you're looking at is just so bizarre and outlandish. You can't help but
or there'll be a scene that's so intense, and then it'll end on something just slightly more lighthearted, and it's the dichotomy of it becomes funny.
Yeah,
and it's not really that funny. And then there's others that are calling it a psychological horror movie.
That's closer.
That's closer. I call it a more of a psychological thriller, which people might conflate those two things, but
it's not really.
So horror is intending to scare you. This movie doesn't, I don't think, intend to scare you, but it does intend to make you uncomfortable, and some scenes are kind of tense. So that's where it's more of a thriller than a horror.
Uncomfortable is, I think, the key word here. It is an uncomfortable movie. I think that is a good way to describe this movie.
Yeah.
Like I said, that being said, from a technical standpoint, the movie's phenomenal. The DP knocked it out of the park. The sound design is great. The acting is all top notch. The lighting is perfect. It's just from a technical standpoint, every scene is just really well done. But the story is just
almost not there.
Bonkers, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, maybe 2/3 of the way I leaned over to you and I was like, is there going to be a serious conflict?
Is there going to be any sort of conflict in this movie? Yeah. And there was, but it's most of the way through the movie before it really happens.
Yeah, it's just so... I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't know that I could, as a blanket statement, recommend this movie. There's definitely people who I think will enjoy this movie, legitimately, and not people who,
pretend to enjoy it?
Feel like they need to enjoy it or whatever.
Yeah.
But, I think there will be people who legitimately enjoy this movie.
I'm kind of trying to decide if this is something you need to see in theaters. And there's not, huge, grandiose special effects going on, but I think to get a full appreciation for the lighting and the cinematography going on, you might need to see it in theaters.
I can see that.
But I don't know. So I guess And that's our thoughts on it. If you're still interested after all that, yeah, go see it.
Spoiler warning?
Yeah, spoiler warning.
So, mermaid vagina.
Yeah, I never thought I'd see that in my life. I mean, it logically makes sense, right? But
Yeah, so I guess you
Robert
said
Pattinson's character comes across a mermaid.
maybe.
Probably not. Well, so in the beginning of the movie, he finds this little sculpture of a mermaid stuffed into his mattress. And that has a profound effect on him. So later in the movie, after he's starting to kind of go insane from this drudgery and isolation in this life, he starts to hallucinate things. And he has this vision of having sex with this mermaid.
Or maybe he does have sex with a mermaid.
I don't know, but it does this like pan down, and you see this vagina that's like a foot long, like right like in that space where the mermaid tail turns into human torso. You know, the logical place to put a vagina on a mermaid. But you know, it's never pictured before, and there it is. Like, whoa.
Yeah,
kind of a shock.
It's
almost.
so it's like panning down, and you're like, oh, it's a beautiful topless woman. All right, and then like from gills down, it's just like, here's this word again, uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So be prepared for that. Also, Robert Pattinson masturbates a few times throughout the movie.
Yeah.
You never see anything.
I think it was one of those masturbation sections.
Ass.
Yeah, I think it was one of those masturbation sections where it's kind of showing in his head, and I think the mermaid was there in that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm trying to remember. But yeah.
Do you think Willem Dafoe killed the last guy? Do you think that skull he found was real?
See, that's the other question, is did he actually pull the remains of the previous lighthouse keeper out of the lobster pot?
Yeah. And, you know, do you think a seagull actually died in the cistern?
Oh, yeah. There was several in there, wasn't there? There's a couple of them, it looks like.
I only remember seeing the one. I mean, it only takes one dead body to spoil an entire cistern.
Yeah. Maybe, but why was the cistern open? They trying to collect rainwater in there?
Maybe Willem Dafoe opened it.
Anyway, lots
Anyway,
of questions. This movie leaves you questioning a lot of things.
yeah, and uncomfortable.
Yep.
So our next movie that we're gonna review is The Current War.
Yes.
And then the next one after that's probably Terminator, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Terminator, Dark Fate. We also want to see The Irishman and Motherless Brooklyn, right?
Yeah.
See if we can manage to squeeze in time for that. Week after that, we've got Midway, and are we gonna see Honey Boy?
I don't know. I actually the trailer, once I finally saw the trailer, kind of intrigued me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We're gonna week after that.
I don't like Shia LaBeouf as a person.
No. But
He's
the
just
week
kind of become very arrogant.
Yeah. Week after that, we're gonna see Ford versus Ferrari, though.
Yeah.
That movie looks really good. Gonna see The Good Liar, more than likely. Hold on.
There's that warrior princess thing. Warrior queen.
Yeah, I'm not
I saw that go
sure
by.
on that.
Yeah, we just saw
Queen
that
of
trailer
John C.
yesterday, so
I mean,
I had no idea what it was until just then.
it's got a whole bunch of colonial British action. That's cool. You're into that time in history. Week after that, we're gonna see Frozen 2 because everyone's gonna see Frozen 2. Probably going to see 21 Bridges.
Knives Out.
We're definitely going to see Knives Out. And then getting into December, definitely seeing the new Jumanji. Go check out a review for the first Jumanji. It's really good. The review and the movie. But go check it out. And then probably gonna see Uncut Gems.
Yeah, that's another thing I didn't know anything about until I just saw the trailer yesterday.
Yeah. Obviously we're gonna go see Star Wars. I mean, we already got tickets to a couple of showings. Everyone's gonna see Star Wars.
Yeah.
And we're definitely gonna see 1917. So that's what we're looking at for the rest of the month. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, hit that subscribe button. I would say you always hear like, oh, it really helps if you do that. It doesn't help us at all. We have day jobs.
Yeah.
So, do it if you want. I'm not gonna make you. But I'd appreciate it all the same, so. Yeah, Nolan's excited for Playmobil the movie, right?
No. No, I'm not.
Come on, man. It's got a 25 Metascore on IMDb.
It's not even out yet. Has there been, like, screenings somewhere?
Must have been. Tell me you don't want to see a movie just out of curiosity to see why it has a 25 rating.
Curiosity killed the cat. I am slightly curious, but I don't think I want to pay to see it.
Yeah, too bad the Dollar Theater's not still open in town, huh? It'd probably be there in week 2.
That place is so gross.
Yeah, everything was sticky.
Yeah, because they didn't clean the place. That's how they could afford to sell tickets for $1. They didn't have any cleaning staff.
Yeah. Well, anyways, that's what we got coming up. So if any of that sounds of interest to you, subscribe if you want. Whatever. Go check out our other stuff. We do a bunch of reviews. What was the last one?
I just looked at that. What was it? I always forget.
Man, you're so bad.
Oh, Zombieland.
Zombieland Double Tap. Yeah, go check that review out. It's pretty great, I think. So, until next time.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. Toodles.